County.
Hello and welcome to the special edition COVID-19 Rogers TV program dedicated to providing you and your family with information regarding services available during this pandemic. My name is Carol Merton, and before I welcome our guest to the program today, for those of you who watch the program, you know I like to say a few words of thanks before we actually talk to our guests. As we move through phase 2 of the reopening of our province, we celebrate the lifting of some of the public health restrictions and are hopeful that we can continue to move forward to phase 3 of the plan. Significant attention to the details required to keep the public and employees safe is very clear and obvious in the various businesses and services that are reopening. They are in need of our support to follow their instructions and their directions as we keep working together to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Everywhere we look, there are positive signs of recovery in the faces of loved ones, friends, and neighbors who are able to meet, greet, and participate in their own unique social bubbles. We know that the situation is fluid, and we must stay vigilant to be able to continue to experience and enjoy the relaxation of some of the restrictions. We know, however, that this situation can change as the number of COVID-19 cases continues to be monitored closely by public health. Without a doubt, we in our community have forged new alliances, unique and unexpected partnerships and linkages, and we are continuing to network together to meet the needs of our community in this pandemic. We are all anxious to have our lives get back to normal, but we know that the new normal will look very different than it did a few months ago. We are anxious to move forward, and those on the front lines are weary. Thank you to all in the community who continue to provide the supports and services that are needed, to the public health unit staff and the medical officer of health, and all of our frontline, essential, and community support services for their ongoing efforts to keep us safe. We will get through this, and we will be stronger than ever. And on that note, I am absolutely delighted to welcome two guests to our show, Janet and Robert Meloche, who are franchise owners for Freshii here in town. I'm delighted to introduce you, but more delighted even to have you on the program to talk about Freshii and to talk about what you've done to manage through this COVID-19 experience as a business. So welcome.
Hello, welcome.
So tell me how you've survived. You obviously had to make some significant changes in your business model. What happened?
We sure did. Well, we didn't close up. That's the main thing. We laid off all our team the beginning or the middle of March when this all started happening, and Robert and I ran the store by ourselves. We went 6 days a week from 10 to 6. We couldn't keep the whole place open, and we did curbside delivery, whatever we had to do. We totally. One day we wouldn't let anybody in. The next day they had to behave to get in, So we put out sanitizing stations. So we've had all this time to make things better and better and better. So now, after 10 weeks of no staff, we started hiring them back. We don't have them all back. Some of them are still at home with their kids. But so we've hired a couple of new people, and we are back in business. We're open till 9 o'clock every night. We're open Sundays.
Wow.
We were so grateful to be open through COVID. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to. And then we had takeout and curbside pickup, like Janet had mentioned. And so we got on with Skip the Dishes to help us with some deliveries. And Freshii, they're always innovating. So
Yeah.
they helped us along the way.
Now I noticed you have a Freshii hat. Now you were showing me something
Oh,
you
yes. Look what
So
I
I want to.
What could I wear all day long? Yeah.
Freshie. Now, what does it say below the Freshie? Because I can't see.
Let's love kale, Freshie. Let's love kale. Our friends at havefun.com.
Yeah, yeah. So are these masks that you sell or just keep? I mean, you've got a trademark there around your face.
Yeah.
No, I don't sell them. They're for my staff because we couldn't buy any.
Yeah.
So we were making them out of old socks and scarves, and finally I got Gabe at haveone.com to make us a bunch up, and they're washable, and yeah, they're great, and we're wearing them all the time, except when we're on the phone or something, right?
For sure, for sure. So tell me a bit about your business and what it is about your business that allowed you to pivot this model.
It's a great franchise, and they got right on the horn with us right from day one. And like a bunch of stores closed up, or they're in malls, they had to close up. So there's 500 of us, and about 250 of us stayed open and fought this battle. And Freshii allowed us to sell groceries. Like we did some grocery delivering. I went out every night after work and delivered boxes of groceries for $45. I still do, but people are not as afraid going back into the grocery store again. So, but beautiful, the best veggies you've ever seen in a box of goodies that we did. We did a lot. We were selling a lot of groceries. Not so much food, but anyway, because people are sitting at home and there was pandemic shopping going on. So we all had food in our house, that had to be cooked, right? So. Yeah. Mostly the business we did was with the hospital. They're working full time over there, and those people that work there have to eat. So we've already had a good business with them, and they continue to come. So that, and the paramedics and everybody that was essential workers really knew we were open, and they came when we were open. Yeah.
And customers or guests, they could donate food to the frontline workers too through an app and order it, and many did. Many would come in and buy 5 extra burritos or wraps, and we'd send them up that evening to the hospital, to the frontline workers. Yeah.
Excellent. Did that surprise you that people would be doing that? Did that?
Not in our community.
No. Owen Sound is a wonderful place.
Yeah. So that definitely showed the community support in a very important way by providing food, right? Yeah. So one service for another service, healthcare and food. Yeah.
They go well together.
Yeah, surely does. Yes, it does. So you were working under the guidelines of, I don't know, do we call it a parent company, or I'm not sure what the term is.
Well, they're the franchisors, but they're in Toronto, so we did things a bit differently here in Owen Sound. We have a 50-seat store where they don't have any seating, right? So we really had to do curbside. We didn't. We allowed people to come in as long as they sanitized and washed their hands. They could there's room in my store to social distance, right? So we were able to let people come in, and now we have more. In fact, sometimes we have to make them stand outside, but we generally have enough room. We're not as busy as we were. It's all working out really well. We were able to open the patio on Friday, so we never had a patio before, but we do now. So we just put our tables outside. I don't know. We're improvising, right? And
exactly.
The landlord, he's helping us. We talked to him about putting in a pickup drive-up window. Although by the time he gets that done, it might be over. So we'll see. We did ask, but we don't know if it's going to happen. But we have 3 tables outside, and we sanitize them after each use. And, it's been winter, so it hasn't been warm up until today. So people sat at them, right? We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So by being flexible in what you were willing to do, you actually kept busy over the time.
We did. We didn't have any time off. We did everything. We're sitting in our office right now, which we hadn't sat in until just last week. We
Yeah.
unfortunately had to work, 70, 80 hours a week to save our business, really.
Yeah.
So we did it.
Yeah.
It matters to us. Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of new faces and new guests and customers because our guests work from home. They're in the business sector, so a lot of them have been working from home. So we're kind of seeing some new guests come out of this whole thing. So it's kind of nice, branching a bit. That's been helpful. Lots of coaching going on.
Yeah, and that is a bonus that you may not have even thought of at the time, for sure. Yeah. So the curbside, tell me how that works. How do you do the?
You can phone in your order, and I'll make it, and you can either come in and pick it up, or you can pay for it with a credit card, and I can run it out to your car. We'll just do anything. I took an order to Port Elgin the other day because the lady couldn't get anything delivered to her house. I mean, I charged her $20, but I'll take it wherever. We'll never say no. If we have a guest that needs our services, we'll do it. We'll do a delivery if we have to. I mean, we have Skip the Dishes helping us out too, but we usually deliver catering orders, but we're not getting any anymore. There's not allowed to have groups of more than 10 now, but it was 5. So we haven't had big business orders like we used to have.
Yeah.
Everything's changed.
Yeah. So for people who may have never have used your service, never even known about Freshii,
right?
Where? Tell me how they would find out. Like if they're sitting at home and they really still don't want to go out and about.
Yeah.
Walk me through how they would find out what to order. Even.
You can go to our website, freshii.com. And then you can call me and we can somehow arrange delivery to your home, or you could drive up and pick it up at the curb. You can also, we have a Freshii app, so you could also order on the app that you can put on your phone or your computer. And again, you could pick it up at the store and I could run it out to your car. Skip the Dishes has their own app, so they're really busy. They've excelled during this COVID, and sound. The few restaurants that are on Skip the Dishes, there's a couple of pizza places and a couple of other franchises, and we're all getting some business out of this. They do take 30%, which kind of sucks, so you really don't make any money, but we get our food out and it gets delivered to their home. Yes. And it's contactless, right? Like everything, it goes into a bag at our restaurant and then into their bag and they drop it at the front door. They don't even see the people because it's paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a service, but it doesn't necessarily help your business bottom line.
No, but it keeps my food fresh, so I'm not throwing away any food.
True.
Which would be probably what I would be doing without them. So we're quite happy to have them. Yeah.
That's a good perspective, actually.
The drivers are fabulous.
The drivers are great, and they're telling me they're making a lot of money in tips, and, which means our food is good. They're getting the tip, right? So
yeah. Excellent.
Good.
I really like your phrasing. You call the people who buy your product and your meals guests.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Like you're coming into my home.
Very interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. So when I've been interviewing various businesses, we know that COVID-19 is a dark cloud. There's no doubt about it. But there is a silver lining. And from what you're describing, you've discovered there is a bit of a silver lining to this by using other services. Tell me a bit about what you actually produce. I mean, we've used the word fresh, but tell me about your product.
Okay, so we have soups, salads, wraps, bowls, burritos, frozen yogurt, and cold pressed juices. We maintain fresh over 70 ingredients in our store every morning, and everything, all your bowls and burritos are vegetarian to start with, but you can add steak, chicken, tofu, falafel, or Beyond Meat, or boiled eggs to any item. So if you have any special diet, if you're paleo or keto or whatever, we can help you out. We can just switch a few items to make it that way for you. We have a lot of vegetarians and vegans in this town that I was unaware of. And in fact, I go that way quite often, and I am a meat eater, but it is kind of rewarding to have a tofu or falafel. Beyond Meat, we're getting rid of it. It's okay, but it didn't really work out. It was nice on the chili for the winter, but we're getting rid of it. So I don't want to talk too much about that because it's going.
So when we did our grocery bundles, we had for vegans, and we had vegetarian, and we had keto grocery bundles. So it would help them out as well, right?
So you definitely need to be current about the different dietary preferences.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Preferences is a better phrase to use.
Yeah.
And that influences what you actually buy in.
I maintain I don't know. I know what I sell.
Yeah.
And we sell a lot of vegetables. So, as far as the chicken and the steak go, we have it, but we've got vegetables, like truckloads of vegetables.
Yeah.
And 4 different kinds of lettuce. We do have 4 different kinds of cheeses. There's avocados. I could go on and on.
It's your time.
Yeah, I could rhyme off to 70 ingredients, but
on these hot days, we have nice fresh smoothies.
Oh, the smoothies are
Fresh
amazing.
fruit.
I forgot to even talk about the smoothies. Yeah, strawberry banana, Freshii green, or recovery. So you can have a dairy-free smoothie, or put some frozen yogurt in your smoothie. They're unbelievable. And if you don't like, pineapple, we can put in mango. We've got everything's fresh, right? So
And
beautiful.
really, yeah. So COVID-19, for you to be able to get the produce and the product that you need, did you have any challenges?
We did a little bit, but we just improvised because, if you have 4 kinds of lettuce, you can take a spinach instead of a romaine one day, right? So it kind of worked out, and nobody complained. No one at all, No, we were pretty good. I was surprised. I had smaller orders, so GFS I used, Gordon Food Service, and they allowed me to do, below minimum orders. So instead of just, having to try and spend $2,000 every time you get a delivery, they let me spend $500. So that was nice.
That was very helpful for our business.
Yeah. And I could get, instead of a whole case of spinach, I could get 1 bag. So they allowed me to do some different things. And now I don't have to do that anymore. But, because the last 2 weeks we've had some customers, some guests actually.
Yeah.
2-3 weeks, I think. Yeah, we've hired back our staff now, and we've actually had some business. Yeah.
And you raised an important point I hadn't heard in other conversations I've had in other organizations, is that need to balance your supplies with the ability to sell the product.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And not to be restricted by a minimum order.
Yes.
So, yeah.
When COVID first hit, that's the dilemma we were in. All our food, we have 70 ingredients, and we're loaded for the next sale, and our food was going to go bad within so many hours. So we pulled together our friends and family, and when we made up a bundle of wraps and burritos, and we donated it all. And then some of our broccoli we sent to O'Share, stuff like that. To the community all got involved with this. Very good.
And that in my introductory statement, I talked about alliances and networks and partnerships. And what I have heard from other organizations who've received the goods, how grateful they were that people, they couldn't sell. So rather than throw it out, they donated it. And that's exactly what Freshii did, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which helps to create strong community trust, confidence, and alliance. You know, you could have just thrown it out, but you didn't. You donated it, which was important. Yeah.
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 My motto is waste not, want not. It's been a family tradition for 60 years. How's that?
Yeah.
I don't believe in throwing food away. I'll somehow make a soup out of it, or, something.
Yeah.
Or freeze it. Yeah, I really hate. I won't do it unless, it's rotten or something. But yeah.
For sure. So you've been working, both of you, long hours. Do you anticipate that this will be continuing, or do you anticipate that you'll be able to offload some of that?
Oh, I'm already offloading it.
Yeah.
I'm not there right now.
Even a couple hours off is a blessing, I tell you.
No,
we really appreciate our team.
Our team is amazing, and the new people we've hired on are, they're also amazing. We hire for attitude, so we're all in this together, and totally all day long, one of us screws up something, right? But we fix it. We work together. We eat it, whatever it might be that happens. We work together, and I always say 3 heads are better than one. Sometimes 5 heads are better than one. Because, the young kids, they're so smart on computers and stuff. And sometimes I just have to say, well, can you guys do this? And it's nothing to them, right? But me, I struggle, right? So it's a wonderful, they're young, and they're a great team. And, they're all for sanitizing. We're all running out to wipe tables, and after someone leaves, and we wipe down the debit machine, all the counters. We're washing our hands. We have a game every 30 minutes. We wash our hands because we wear gloves. So we have a game, set an alarm, time to wash our hands. So we just stop everything, walk away. The customers love it. So it's like, it's all about being clean. And we take their temperatures every day, the staff.
Okay.
This beautiful $100 thermometer that is amazing. You just stick it up to their head, and it tells you, so if anybody's getting sick, we probably would know before they were even feeling sick, right?
Yeah, we have select questions that we ask, and Freshie, we have online courses it's called Freshie University, that we set all the team up with to learn about COVID and the health and safety, all that, the risks of it all, right?
Yeah.
And how to properly hand wash and sanitize, and it's wonderful. The kids were all on board for it, of course, as usual. Well, it was good.
Yeah. So you're able to follow through with all of those safety requirements, the public health guidelines. You do the screening and the pre-screening before. People must have a sense of confidence then, now that they're starting to come back, when they see you doing this, including the hand washing. And I think, we need people to feel safe, because we're not through this yet.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that is a worry. So as you move forward, will you be continuing with things like delivery or curbside, or, online kind of ordering where you deliver to them? Do you think?
Yes. And we may even do some of our own deliveries too. That's something we're looking at when this is over. There's definitely something to be said about our product being delivered. And I just know from the Skip the Dishes drivers that they're making a lot of money with tips. They tell me. So my girls are like, boy, we should be doing that. And so my head office is working on a program right now, but again, it's on hold until we get through this. So it would be a website that would have to be developed, just like Skip. It's an app. So we're working on that behind the scenes, and we may be delivering our own product pretty soon. So, well,
it's another way of it's a business model, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And our goal has always been to open another store, and we were looking at the Owen Sound Hospital. We had many talks, but everything's on hold right now. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Still hopeful.
That's a thought. As far as opening like another bricks and mortar store, we're putting that on hold for a while too. There might be a different model, like no seating. I don't know how it's going to be in the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. And it is about keep surviving with all the overhead, and you had to do that at the very beginning. How do you survive with this as well? Has the government programming helped you at all, or are you one of the businesses that's kind of through the
No, we took a $40,000 loan from the government.
Yeah.
We took that, and it certainly helped.
Yeah.
It helped us. We didn't know if we could pay the rent. We couldn't at first, so we negotiated with the landlord, but he didn't want to do it, so we do have to pay him eventually. We'll see. Well, people, they're all in business. I don't know. Some people aren't going to make it, and we're going to make it. That certainly helped. The wage subsidy, we tried to apply the other day. We don't know if we're going to be approved because we never had any staff for 10 weeks. So we applied for, the new people, but they don't qualify. So we're not sure if we even are going to get it.
Yeah.
It's not very user friendly. That's for sure.
It was a whole 2 days, probably 20 hours filling out forms.
Wow.
So no wonder no one's doing it. Like, I don't even know if I did it right, but we tried.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, at least you've explored every opportunity, and it's obvious you're very innovative and you're very creative and you've risen to the challenge. So for sure, I think it's great, and that's what business is about, being innovative and creative. So we have less than a minute to go. Is there anything you'd like to say in our last few seconds together?
Should I read this?
Yeah.
I got one thing to read. Okay.
Yeah.
It's our mission statement, and our mission is to help citizens of the world live better by making healthy food convenient and affordable. It's never been more relevant or important. We can't keep citizens of the world energized and fed without keeping our team members and our guests safe as well. We've already elevated many of our food, guests, and team members' safety processes and standards. But just exceeding these is not enough. We need our guests to feel safe. We need our team members to feel safe.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful closure. Thank you very much, both of you, for being on the program.
Breakfast all day at Freshii.
Oh, yes, one more thing. Breakfast all day at Freshii. That's our new thing to do.
I just want to get before you interrupt.
That's okay. Take care. And thank you to our viewing audience for joining us today. All the best in your future.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Carol.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Hi, I'm Sharon Skelly, host of Community Close-Up. Please watch us every week here on Rogers TV.
At St. John Ambulance, we're all about community. We teach life-saving skills and provide community support through our volunteer services.